Of old mates, Jonathan Brown and Tex Walker.
Big Tex, great to have you here, mate. Big game last week. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good, mate. Obviously, we've had 6 days during the week to recover, so Collingwood had a good win against your old mob up there, so we're looking forward to the challenge ahead. Yeah,
that's right. Now, how do you put that sort of week behind you, but do you also reflect on, I think, was that the best you felt since you'd done your ACL 18 months ago?
Oh, look, I've done my review. I did it early in the week so that you can get over. We have a 24-hour rule that once your game's done, you've got 24 hours to get over it. So I reviewed mine with Teague and, yeah, looking forward to this week. So
you must have felt all right, though, mate, because you left the shirt off. The shirt got ripped off there and you left it off for a good couple of seconds there, mate. So you've had a pretty good preparation.
Yeah, the boys give me a bit of a fine during the week. I had to pay a pineapple for that. So
you deserve it too, mate, I reckon.
Yeah, but no, obviously having a pre-season under my belt always helps. Last year I didn't have a full pre-season, so sort of trying to catch up with your fitness and recover. So you're weighing that up, but yeah, full pre-season has definitely helped.
Yeah, mate, the influence Phil Walsh has had on you so far.
Yeah, he's been great, mate. He's brought over a wealth of knowledge, and I love his edge of hardness. So he's been great for the group, and the boys have enjoyed the pre-season under him, and looking forward to it tonight.
And what's he impressed upon you as far as your captaincy goes, mate?
Oh, he just said I've got to play my role and continue doing what I'm doing. So if I do that, then everyone else can follow, and if they do that, we have 22 blokes doing that, and it definitely helps.
Jonathan Brown chatting there with Tex Walker as the Adelaide Crows prepare for Collingwood. This game being played at Etihad. You can bet your bottom dollar it'll be a full house and a real test for both sides. Collingwood sluggish early on in their game last week before they got going, and Adelaide, on the other hand, were sensational. Just blew North Melbourne completely out of the water. Now, we can tell you that Greg is the sub here for the Adelaide Crows. As they come into Etihad Stadium, the roof, as you can see, is closed sensibly. But a big test. There's Big Jacobs. The danger man, no doubt will be a danger man once again. Eddie Betts. And Philip Walsh has got them moving extremely well at the moment. The season's only early, but it's a bit like the feeling at the Western Bulldogs. There's a great feeling within the Adelaide club at the moment, and that's exactly the same feeling at the Western Bulldogs. A lot of love about it. But this will be a good test. Collingwood will throw absolutely everything at them. They'll be keen to continue on their winning way. We've got the Pies rooms here at the moment. They've had their problems with injuries and lost players. They've had to regroup. They've got a lot of young guns that are learning by experience. But we know that Nathan Buckley is fiercely determined to get this outfit up and on the go. They will miss Steele Sidebottom, there's no doubt about that, out with that broken thumb. But you can only put 22 out there and they can do the job. Collingwood Army is back here in force as the Pies come out, led by their great leader in Scotty Pendlebury. What a wonderful servant he has been, a marvellous player. Jamie Elliott, the shortest high flyer in the game. And they're about to break through the banner to the cheers of the Collingwood Army. And we will then be just about set to go. Coming up shortly, it is Collingwood and the Adelaide Crows. Welcome back. Should be a great atmosphere at Etihad Stadium with the roof closed, the crowd building all the time, and two very, very competitive sides. And we've got a top commentary team in action there behind the microphone as well. David King is on the boundary. Right now we join Jonathan Brown, Dermot Brereton, and calling all the action, Dwayne Russell. Take it away, Dwayno.
Thanks, Sandy. Pleasure to be here at Etihad Stadium today. Got a couple of gurus with me. The 5-time premiership star, Dermot Brereton, 3-time premiership star with the Brisbane Lions, Jonathan Brown. And we've just seen one of Collingwood's all-time greats, Peter McKenna, out on the oval as well. Good crowd here. There's
my first idol.
Your first idol?
My first idol, perhaps the greatest exponent of the drop punt the game has ever seen.
And kicked 100 plus 10 times in his career, which is phenomenal, including 143 in 1970. Collingwood lineup. Let's hope Cloak can get on the end of a few today.
Well, they did get on the board nice and early last week. They almost got run down. It was pretty tiring. I think the humidity took a bit out of the Magpies. They're going to have to come up with 4 quarters today. Cloak, White, Elliott form the backbone of their forward line scoring potential. But if you looked up the top end at the back line, Nathan Brown and Jack Frost are going to have their work cut out to stop Big Tex Walker and his sidekicks.
Yes, and Adelaide, probably the most impressive winners along with Hawthorn last week for Adelaide. Daniel Talia will get the matchup on Travis Cloak. Really looking forward to that. Got a fantastic midfield, Dangerfield, Sloan, Douglas and Jacobs. And of course, the potent Adelaide forward line led by the Big Tex Walker, who absolutely dominated last week. Have a look at him, 6'4", about 105 kilos. It looks like Wayne Carey reincarnated. Look at his involvements last week. 9 marks inside 50. You'd be happy if your whole team had that on the day. 14 score involvements and 177 ranking points. If they had the ranking points around, you would have seen numbers like that for Dermot Brereton in your heyday, Dermot.
That is a domination, those stats. That's like an opening bowler taking 9 for. It is just completely dominating the opposition.
It is. Looking forward to today. We've got 2 great key forwards out, and of course Travis Cloak down the other end.
Well, we talk about domination. This bloke has bullied full backs for the last 5 or 6 years. He's another man mountain. Perhaps didn't have his greatest year last year. Let's have a look how he got his possessions last week. You see a lot of them outside 50. Comes right up to the wings. I like that as long as he can get back. If he can get back, look right at the goal square right-hand end. He's got 3 really close to goal. So if you can turn your opponent into a mindset where he says, am I chasing him or am I pushing or shoving, he starts to get a little bit of fragility in the mind of the key backman.
Yeah, no, fantastic. Good to see. And I think all the good centre forwards need to set up their game with early work rate. And I'm sure we'll see Tex and Big Clokey get to work and push up to the wings and get some marks early on.
Toss of the coin coming up. New Colt figure, hero, the captain, Taylor Walker and Scott Pendlebury for the coin toss. And the coin being used today, part of the official Anzac coin collection from the Royal Australian Mint. Only available with the Advertiser, Herald Sun and other News Corp newspapers from this weekend. A great way to remember and celebrate the Anzac story. So Taylor Walker winning the toss. He will kick left of screen. Many people still finding their seats, and on the boundary side for us this afternoon will be the 2-time premiership star from North Melbourne, David King. Welcome to you, Kingy.
Thanks, Wayne. Great to be here. The Crows, everything seems to be going their way. Winning the toss there, as you saw with Tex Walker. This venue holds no fears for them. They've won 3 of their last 5 here at Etihad, and the opposition hold no fears. Last year, they beat them both times convincingly, once at the Adelaide Oval and once at the MCG. They need to improve their matchups today. They need to get the matchup of Patrick Dangerfield 100% correct. He was the wrecking ball last week, and he got the Crows midfield off to a flyer. 25 disposals. He was the clearance beast we know that he is, but forward of centre was where he did his damage. Last year against the Pies, in round 9, he had 32 disposals. Round 18, 32 again, and grabbed all 6 Brownlow votes in 2014. Who will his opponent be today? Who will that matchup be, Brownie? Will it be a defender? Will it be a midfielder? Will they go all the way with him? They have to find a way to stop the Adelaide wrecking ball.
No, it's a good point, King. I think Tyson Goldsack could get it. Got Ali there. Young Adams done a pretty good job in Brisbane last week against Beams, but he might be a little bit too small for Patrick Dangerfield. It's a really tough matchup, those big, strong midfielders, Derm.
I'm plotting Tuvey. He's got really good foot speed. He's a backman, and I think he'll let him go into the midfield, but he'll look to get him every time he comes forward. So Tuvey gets a lot of tough jobs. I tell you what, it is one arduous task ahead. I got a feeling the Heat really took some sting out of the Magpies last week. Let's hope they can get to the line, the full, complete 4 quarters.
Ball in the middle. Both teams coming off round 1 wins. Both teams missed the finals last year and want the perfect start to 2015. And we're underway. Wobbly bounce, favoured Jacobs. Grundy gets a clearance of sorts. Varco quick in off the square, gave that to Swan. Umpire was aware of it.
Looks like Alice Yeoman has been set for Swanee. Just for the first few seconds, he trailed him pretty hard around that centre bounce.
Hush falls over Etihad Stadium in a great buzz in this atmosphere here for all of us pre-game. Sloane heads wide, high ball inside 50. Dangerfield almost outmarked by Pendlebury. That's a great head-to-head at the moment. Pendlebury breaks clear. Oxley, little 1-2. And he pumps it. Jesse White up, caught behind. Hardigan did well, got front spot. Raked it in, Laird, jumped on.
Fell on it. You don't mind that early. He's keen to lay the tackle, a little bit exuberant.
Laird felt the contact and went forward. Ellis Yeoman here, and good hands. He's got some good height.
Good young player, Dwayne.
Good size.
A really good NAB Cup as well. A NAB Challenge, sorry.
4th year on the Adelaide list, so it's been a long wait. Heads wide. Walker couldn't take the mark.
Interesting to see young Jack Frost got the match up on Tex Walker early on. That's a really big one, probably the biggest of his career to date.
Started the season on the rookie list. Again, Jack Frost, and yet played every game last season. Oxley.
Dangerfield's gone forward, and Tuvi's gone to him straight away. Goal square.
Okay, landing kick smothered. Elliott had a piece of it, lost it. Henderson, Lynch, stand start, bangs it forward. Dangerfield down there. Tuvey in the middle of them. To go and get his own punch ball and collects it on the move at full tilt. Laird, front spot. Gathers his own crumb. Cheney. It's a hot start. Brown. Got a few options inboard. Douglas. Coming off a 31 possession game last week. He was a star as well. Most possessions for Adelaide. Jacobs. Henderson, who can kick a long ball. Goes wider. Worked it well. Smith.
One of the best kicks in the competition, this guy. He'd love to be on the end of him down as a forward. All-Australian last year, of course.
Darts it, doesn't he?
All 22 games last year was outstanding. And could he go the journey here? Gives it a lot. He doesn't quite give it the accuracy.
What's noticed? David King down on the bench. Josh Jenkins has started on the bench. They haven't tried to exploit a size matchup in their forward line at the moment. They're going to try and get a mismatch during general play.
Just looks like they're trying to get some run going, Derm, get their fast ball movement patterns up and flying, and this is going to be a fast game. This is going to be a quick game today.
Pendlebury wide to Grundy, and good battle between he and Jacobs this afternoon, you would think.
Really looking forward to that matchup. Brodie Grundy was fantastic against the Lions last week. Of course, Jacobs, nearly All-Australian last year. 2 terrific younger ruckmen.
He ran out of puff last week, Brodie Grundy. 10 possession first quarter, none in the last quarter when they were pretty keen for him to get 1 or 2. Oxley's kick, quick, Jench.
Third time, Collingwood have gone over the centre and the forward has been caught behind.
Jench wide to Henderson, having an impact early. Jench. Hardigan. Cheney.
It's important for Hardigan to take over from Ben Rutten as that key defensive post along with Daniel Talia.
Danger, Brown. Pendlebury. He's had plenty of it early.
Great kick.
After the pass, and it's a perfect lead. Elliott looks up. And Goldsack in front. Bounced kindly for him. Tucked into the pocket. Went back for Varco. Missed him. Cloak laid him his shoulder, but left the ball behind. Brown of the Adelaide version went and got it to Smith to Walker. Van Berlo. And again, the play on quickly. Smith runs on. Pokes it long inside 50. Eddie Betts is down there. Dangerfield's down there. Dangerfield lands like a cat, but he's wrapped up quickly and jumped on. And dumped again. Is it ball? Did he have it too long?
One of the real positives for Collingwood's defence is young Ben Sinclair. Came across off his man there to spoil Patrick Dangerfield. Good effort. He's one of the good young Collingwood defenders.
Yeah, no prior there for Dangerfield. Wasn't ball at all. Douglas flicked it down, and he had prior, according to the umpire.
Gee, that's a real interesting one, Brownie. Going with Frost against Tex Walker first up. I really thought that Nathan Brown was the matchup on that one.
I think they might be a little bit concerned about Nathan Brown's turning ability. Tex likes to get his men up the ground, turn them around, get them back close to goal. Frost, I think, is a little bit more agile than Brown.
Broomhead got it from Pendlebury, kicks it long, not long enough, but not straight enough. And it bounced out of play in front of Goldsack.
Getting enough footy at the moment, the Magpies. I'm saying one point the difference, but every time they've kicked the ball over the centre into their half of the ground, they haven't really gone inside forward 50 yet. They just haven't done it to advantage.
Kind of count that as an inside 50, but they haven't had a possession inside 50 just yet. Ball out of play.
It's definitely been an area that's let Collingwood down the last 12 to 18 months is their kicking skills. Again, last week against Brisbane, their kicking was poor. They'll be looking to improve it on a fast deck here at Etihad today.
Grundy front spot. Broomhead did well. Got it on the boot. It's a little wide. We know a few of these Adelaide players quite well. Tim Broomhead, South Australian, North Haven, Port Adelaide SANFL player before he was drafted. Yench. Jacobs and Grundy and a couple to beat. Pendlebury jumped in the middle and Jacobs the handball. Missed Douglas. Good scramble. Ellis Yeoman and jumped on. Free. Henderson again. Takes off immediately. Dangerfield wants it to the side. It's in front for the bounce. Good half volley to be right with him again. Pendlebury throws that back and gets away with it. Crowd enjoyed that. The Collingwood fans. Holding the man. Free kick off the ball and let's go to Jesse White. Just some excitement, some atmosphere in at Etihad at the moment. Pump the volume right up here pre-game Collingwood. Cloak.
Good sign. Coming up, meet the footy early.
Watch for Elliott.
Elliott wants to go up. He's under it. He might pounce on the crumb. He wanted the big lead.
He did, didn't he? He was just running the little half circle around the back. I reckon he gets it.
A fist to that.
He gets a touch to it.
Yeah.
They used to play that throwing all the time. They've relaxed the rules a bit, haven't they, Dwayne?
Yeah, you have to punch the ball from the palm of your hand. Even if the palm of your hand is moving at the time, it's okay. Laird to Douglas.
Gee. Good pressure.
Well, that's Collingwood's MO, isn't it? Their forward pressure. When Collingwood are playing well, they apply immense forward pressure. They get a lot of goals from those forward half turnovers. They've started the game really well in that regard. Just got to finish off now.
Big kick this for Oxley.
It's good size, isn't he? 193 centimetres.
Across the face. Stays in. Right. Swan. Crisp got a toe on it. Kept it in front. Went back. Got it. Crowd got it in the back against Walker. Don't get it. McKay. Cheney. Goldsack. About 15, 20 players around this ball at the moment. And we'll get a ball up.
Brody Grundy gave the big shove there to Sauce. Just pushed him up. That's good. You're the ruckman. Throw your weight around.
Douglas standing on the right side of the pack. Lynch got there. Oxley hassled him off it. Might go for home. To Wobbler and Broomhead's marked that. Well, he thought he did. The umpire didn't like it. Crowd thought he did. Oh yeah. Ray Chamberlain right on the spot. Intensity's up. Adams got the handball out but couldn't find a teammate.
See, from this distance out, 35, 40 metres out from goal, Cloak runs back to the spine, 10, 15 metres out from the goal square, forcing space between the pack and that full forward zone.
Van Burlow's kick smothered, then he climbs on Adams. Again, it's congested, but there's plenty of space ahead. Walker kicks into the space. Dangerfield down there. He's got a couple to beat. Frost, a little fumble. Eddie Betts hunting him. Dangerfield got it out. Marley Williams a scrambling kick and we'll get a ball in.
Be interesting here with Tuvey having the pace to go with Dangerfield.
Yes.
Just wonder how Dangerfield will play this. He's a beast, but he's not going to get it all on his terms.
Intensity is right up at the moment as Wright is dragged down.
I think Tuvey will have no problems in going on the lead, but in the one-on-one contest, that'll be the test. Danger's very strong in those situations, although Tuvey's not poor in that area there either.
Yeah, he's a good spoiler.
Wright, straight up in the air, play on, not 15. Sloan to Dangerfield, so he gets a touch here on him. Kick not so good though. Stands on its end for Langdon. Oh, brilliant. Kept his composure.
The difference at the moment, Derm and Brownie, it looks like the Crows can find targets between that 50 to 70 metres from goal, whereas the Pies have only got a couple of options, and one of those is Cloak, who I know you like to see high and roaming, but they need multiple options.
Dangerfield again to Ellis Yeoman, tried the shimmy. Back to Dangerfield, scrambles inside 50. Eddie Betts, Marley Williams. Eddie tried to nudge Marley under the ball. Still alive, Tuvey. Caught. Didn't have Pryor. And a quick toss in the air as well. Smith. Crowd screaming for ball, and it's back out of play. High-class contest right now. Still yet to get a goal. Halfway through this opening term, the Collingwood chant rings around Etihad Stadium. It's a home game that's not really at their home. Varco, but the crowd have come. Broomhead to Tuvey. Into the crowd.
They're just letting Collingwood down at the moment, their kicking skills.
Yep.
Just tidy that area up.
43%. It's way off it.
Talia sits it up. Walker's down there. Langdon's down there. Walker got a hand on it. Tuvey, well, he wanted to run it out. Eddie Betts. Oh, my goodness. Don't try that at home. That is phenomenal.
It's amazing, that deja vu feeling. He got it into his hands, and you see him lay the hold on the ball to lay it across the boot for the check side, and you immediately thought, oh, we've been here before.
Well, he'd have to be one of the best small forwards in the comp. Any guy that can kick close to 50 goals as a small forward is worth their weight in goal.
But he's hassled it off his opponent.
Playing for him.
Well, directionally, that is the Eddie Betts pocket.
Yeah.
He's disarmed his opponent there, taking the ball from him, and then delivered that within 1 or 2 seconds.
That was stunning. Douglas wide. Henderson, they're coming at him. He beelines the ball, kept it in front. Christ takes it to the line. They'll take that as a clearance from the centre all the way inside 50.
Both clubs are got a man loose behind the footy. For Adelaide, it seems to be McKay at the moment. Just trying to set up their attacking play through that extra number behind the ball.
Ellis Yeoman centres it. Oh, gee, crunch. He got the double cannon. Smith's probably the same range out that he was before when he had a shot. Henderson.
He can kick this, Dwayne. He is a huge kick of a football. If he settles himself here and goes back.
See, Dangerfield came up to give the Shepherd just to eat off a metre or two.
Good play in.
I think they'll certainly look to use Dangerfield forward a fair bit, Dwayne, and they'll use Jenkins to play through the forward line, a little bit in the ruck, a little bit on the bench to freshen up before he comes on for his ruck time.
Jesse White. Good punch, Ellis Yeoman. Jenkins couldn't half volley it. Dangerfield put his head down. Pendlebury, 7th possession for him, 8 now. Oxley. Corral. Swan.
Brandy, I don't think this is a bad start for Collingwood. When you look at the Adelaide Crows last week, they were able to score 21 goals. They had 35 shots at goal. So to go 10 minutes and only be 1 goal down, I think they'll find the start pretty effective.
Dangerfield again. Jenkins. Lynch. Oh, well worked. Henderson. He's bumped on the kick. Frost. Took Dangerfield's legs out. It was okay. He was attacking the ball and he maybe had it in his hands as he went down. Lynch. Walker's in the pocket. Oh, that's a mongrel, and Dangerfield fortuitously just got it.
Just while he lines it up, Kingy, to answer that, I agree with you. 22-23 contested possession, so they're not getting beaten up around the footy. They look like they're well up for it in the physical capabilities. They just aren't kicking it well enough and to their own advantage when they do win it.
Well, they haven't got a lot of well-credentialed kickers coming out of the back line. And against this vaunted Adelaide press that we've spoken about over the first couple of weeks, you need good kickers with good composure.
So best on ground in both games against Collingwood last year. That's his 7th possession so far today, Patrick Dangerfield.
He's the sort of guy that can kick you 30 goals a year, I reckon, as a full forward or part-time full forward. Dermy as well, Patrick Dangerfield.
No doubt. Good match up there, good spot by Marley Williams coming in. He saw Grundy only had Brodie Smith as his match up for the long ball. Stay in just for the Magpies. Touch and go on the 15 as well. They're flaunting it again.
That one was on the full.
Yeah.
Bit off more than they could chew there. Sloan to the pocket. A little too wide for Walker.
Just been a little bit untidy from both sides early. Dwayne, the kicking skills. We've talked about Collingwood kicking skills being poor in the last 12 months, but I think Adelaide will be a little bit disappointed too with their skills at the moment.
Fair enough to call that one in.
There is a lot of pressure out there. High intensity game. Grundy front spot. Jenkins. Grundy. Dangerfield again. Bends it. And almost goal. Equal highest possession winner on the ground at the moment. Patrick Dangerfield, 8 possessions, playing at a full forward and being tagged.
Struggling to get it further than the wing at the moment, the Magpies. Now they're a shot.
It's got to compose here. Two on two ahead of the footy.
Jesse wide the target. He just misread that in the air.
Slow to pick up the flight.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great call that you misread it. Slow to pick up the depth of the flight.
Used his ball bounce by Dangerfield. Now, I'll tell you what, Shane Warne would have been happy with that. Only leg broke it straight through the goals.
That would have been his wrong.
Grundy, little palm down. Adams shrugged the first one. Didn't succeed with the second one.
Did he get a hit on it?
Looked like he half handballed it. Yeah,
As I said, time was up because he chose to take on the first tackle.
It's tough this year.
That was hot.
I think it's been good though, Dwayne.
Jacobs, yeah. I think the fans have enjoyed it. Ellis Yeoman. It's been less grey area this year at least.
Yep.
Oh, he sat that on Douglas's head and he still nearly got it. Langdon tried to take it out. Eddie Betts. Centering kick. Ledge under it. Almost landed. Varco. Ramsey. Williams. Right. Put it to grass. Laird. Yench. Had right free. Goes for Walker. Hands on it. Couldn't bring the mark down. Still alive though. Centering kick from Laird. Eddie Betts might jump. He can't get near it. Frost dumps it to the boundary.
Really great to watch this Adelaide press live. In that situation, when Collingwood were trying to bring it out, all the Adelaide players were within 60 metres of their goal. So it'd be very difficult for a Collingwood defender when he looks up. It'd be panic stations because there's not many Collingwood players free.
Sloan. The whole half almost is full of Collingwood and Adelaide players just trying to block this in. Almost every player on the field there waiting for this kick in. And the game being played in Adelaide's half right now. Jacobs.
Good battle.
Sloan. Broomhead. Pendlebury.
He's so clever, isn't he?
Cheney. Ramsey. Adams. Broomhead. Pendlebury. Okay, they're out. Elliott. They've got the overlap runner now. Can they find him? It's for Solo. He waited a long time, but he's still got it.
So that's 2 times in a row now. Elliott now for Solo. They're just too slow to get it on.
Jesse White. Dane Swan. Tucked into the boundary. Went for Cloak. Rolls across the face.
Yeah, Kingy, that happened in front of you. Jamie Elliott did a little bit of a dance. He could have got it on quicker, and they would have been running with absolute freeness into the forward 50.
Got to go instantaneously here against the Crows. Their defensive work rate spot on.
Jesse White, the Man Mountain, misses.
He's a big physical beast, isn't he, Dave?
Yeah.
That's what you love when he really attacks the footy. Uses his body around those stoppages. It's going to be hard for the Adelaide defenders to stop that.
As long as he utilises it.
That's right.
Hardigan finds Walker.
Found a way to hang in here, Collingwood. 14 inside 50s to the Adelaide Crows for a 1-goal 5 return. They're just hanging in. Next goal critical.
Bucks will be really happy with the effort at the moment, Ken.
They're picking their way through this Collingwood zone though at the moment, Adelaide. Laird, Dangerfield, Walker tumbles it. Eddie Betts under it. Blair. Not a lot to go to. Ramsey caught just in time.
Good umpiring.
Williams hassled. Cloak comes down the lender hand.
Well done. One thing I've noticed then, Kingy, is they found a way to hang in because unlike the Crows who put that press up, Collingwood are actually getting in the face, pressuring the ball carrier and trying to get them to rush their kick or sky their kick. And then they're getting big numbers back when the ball's lived in Adelaide's forward line. So then once again, the smother, the in-the-face pressure of the ball carrier.
Smith tries to get into space. Walker. Laird, good fly. Oxley, good crumb. For Solo, Pendlebury, Brown. Ramsey. Oxley. Oh, the half volley. Back to Brown. Panic kick.
No get-out options up the line here.
Oh, Dangerfield was penalised there.
It's a bump. Yeah, he just worked him off the drop of the ball. That's the new rule, Dwayne.
Yep.
If you are the third man in the contest and you elect not to go for the ball, watch Dangerfield. He eases him away from the drop. Still gets a hand on it. But Dangerfield had no intention of going for that ball, only to take his opponent out of the contest.
It's only a minor touch of the arm, but that's what they're paying this year. Jacobs, good hands. And immediately plays on. Van Berlo. Overcooked the kick, but they've got the numbers. Jenkins says to Ellis Yeoman, shepherd for me. I've got seniority. Centering kick. Eddie Betts with 3 to beat. Sinclair.
It's good in the air for a small defender, Sinclair.
Danger. Crisp. Caught. Fantastic tackle. Walker. Dangerfield. No free. Shrugs one. Gets it up. Lynch. Gets it up. Walker.
Fumble.
Pressure continues. Jenkins had a piece of it. Frost's got it. Tries to give it up just in time. Still a chance, Ellis Yeoman. Now Broomhead. Intensity goes up another gear. It's 11 on the dial right now. Brown gives it up. Smith stands start. Absolutely awesome.
There was no big mark. There was no 70-metre goal, but that is a wonderful 60 seconds of footy, Brownie.
The pressure's fantastic, isn't it? A lot of guys probably went through 10, 12 sets of hands, and there was a lot of rush kicks. Eventually, probably the best kick out on the field, Brodie Smith had to show him how it was done. Great finish off one step. Probably best right footer in the comp, I think. You'd argue that Suckling for Hawthorn's the best left footer, and I reckon you can make a strong case for Brodie Smith as the best right footer.
Gee, he's doing some damage, Brodie Smith. 11 possessions, running at 83%. And already kicked 1 goal, 1.
Sloan. Dangerfield now in the middle. Didn't quite pick that up and run. Douglas. Yench. And now the run. Cameron kept it in front and kept going. What happened there? Sinclair's done a hammy. He's popped a hammy for sure to give that up. Lynch. Sidestep was beautiful. Oh, the grace, oh, the poise. They've got the only 3 of the game.
Yeah, he's definitely gone, I'd say, young Sinclair, and that's a big loss. I think he's one of the young up-and-coming defenders. Collingwood remain happy with his progress, but he's gone for the game, I'd say.
Yeah, he's done. He's done, boys. Straight downstairs. He knew that left hamstring was gone as soon as he tried to put some power through it there. You can just see him pull up sharply, straight downstairs. We won't see him again.
This is heartbreaking for Collingwood. They've put in a really good effort this first quarter, but no reward on the goals on the scoreboard, and quite often we see it. The other side goes down and gets some momentum, and they're away now, Adelaide.
Knock on. Williams to Swan, so they're down a man. Seedsman is their sub. And Cloak gets a little arm knock.
Needs to go quickly here.
Sits it up. Elliott's not there. Fasolo's there. Broomhead nearly plucked it out, Jacobs. The cavalry was there for Adelaide. Brown, Van Berlo, Ellis Yeoman got one hand on it and pounced again on the crumb. And it opens up beautifully for Sloan. Here we go. Oxley chases him. Kick towards half forward. Past Walker, Langdon. They are under siege right now, Collingwood. Turnover again. Douglas full of run. Kick wasn't good. Turvey dumped.
That's a shame for young Ben Sinclair. He missed last year between rounds 3 and 8 with a hamstring. Tried to come back a couple of times through the VFL and re-injured 2 more times. So he's got an ongoing problem there. That's desperately unfortunate.
Henderson, Laird, pushed in the back. Okay, it's okay. For Solo.
Should be interesting. Don't fumble it. Ooh, good boy.
Talia. Just so many numbers to go to. Laird inboard. Hardigan, he's got an option that he can go to as a get out. It's McKay, and he's got an option wide that can run. Van Berlo. Jenkins.
Just a little fatigue has crept in the last 3 minutes.
Yes.
And the Crows have capitalised on that.
So Seedsman to come on. He's the sub. And Ben Sinclair done for the afternoon, and as Dermot said, so many hamstring issues over his career. It might be a tough year for Ben Sinclair to come back from that.
I know there's no blessing in disguise when a boy gets injured, but Seedsman can cover the ground, and that's what they need at the moment.
Jenkins can't bend it back.
He's a good running athlete.
He is.
Yeah.
The biggest problem at the moment, Derm, is that hacked kick out of the defensive 50. The Crows are pushing and pressing right up the ground. That's going straight to a half-back flanker or a wingman type, just hovering around the 50-metre arc. They've got to be more daring on counterpunch.
And top of that, they've also got to divide the resources of Cloak and White to be a target on either wing for that kick.
10 seconds. Can Collingwood steal a goal here? Cloak continues to run. He doesn't know how long left. 2, 1. Varco, it's up to him. Did he get it free?
Front pressure. The pressure player, Brodie Smith, was not looking at the ball. He was looking at the opponent, and he made contact. Any form of contact, watch it here. Any contact is a free kick.
And Varco run past the footy, so he probably didn't need to do it. But I'll tell you what, Collingwood need this desperately to give them some hope, because they lost all hope in the last 3 or 4 minutes, and they look like with that hope went that energy as well.
Philip Walsh on the boundary, just his second game as an AFL coach. Travis Varco. Just his second game for Collingwood. That's what he has ahead of him. You've got the best seat in the house at home. And I hope you're enjoying this contest if you're at home in SA, because every Adelaide Crow fan would have thoroughly enjoyed that. They are a long way to confirming their round 1 form. Adelaide had quarter time at Etihad Stadium by 22 points. It's been spectacular in terms of its pressure, and it was also spectacular in the way Adelaide turned that pressure into scores. Kept Collingwood goalless, 2 behinds to the Magpies at home here at Etihad. Adelaide 3-6-24, and it was Collingwood who started so well last week, and Adelaide in their wins, and yet it was the Adelaide Crows with the super fast start this week that has put Collingwood on the ropes early.
They certainly lacked a little bit of composure, Collingwood. That was caused a lot by Adelaide's pressure. Problem for Collingwood, their defenders, they've been plucky. They're having a crack, but Tuvey, Frost, Sinclair, who unfortunately knows hamstring, Langdon, Brown and Ramsey are not known for their great kicking skills or their great composure, and certainly having to bomb it out of their defence every time, and that way Adelaide are able to then set up.
Let's go downstairs to David King.
Well, it's pretty obvious, Dwayne, that that's the problem at the moment, as Brownie just said. They've had 18 opportunities to go from their defensive 50 forward, the Collingwood Football Club, and haven't got one inside 50 yet. So it just shows you where they're breaking down. Derm, that may be a problem for a lack of target. Is it White? Is it Cloak? Or just the ball use out of the back half? That's the concern for Nathan Buckley.
Second term underway. Grundy in the ruck again against Jacobs.
One thing I will say about the half forwards, in this case scenario, this scenario, if you're on the Collingwood side, you have to structure your game right now around a worst case scenario of the ball coming forward, and that means supplying a target for your backmen who are under pressure and looking to come forward, rather than thinking I want to get attacking and get to the real dangerous spots.
Smith to Lynch to Walker. Perfection again.
Just lost him, Frosty. Just got drawn a little bit forward of his opponent.
Thanks, mate. Just hold out there.
Good kick by Lynch.
Super.
We spoke about this pre-game, Derm, that Lynch's, Walker, you know, he's pretty quick, but not super fast, but he's got terrific lateral movement. When the ball's kicked in his area, he can move from side to side very well.
The more he kicked it, I'm going to have a chat about him after this kick too, Tom Lynch.
Kicked 6 goals, 5 last week.
Just while they reload this one, Tom Lynch is a real good link person between the back line and deep forward. He's a forward who presses up to the wings and gets those little lead-up marks, turns around and can use the ball to really good advantage, such as that occasion.
Adelaide putting the numbers up to keep this ball in their half. Most of the first term was played in their half. Ellis Yeoman.
Good strength.
Van Berlo. Umpire said he got a handball away. Grundy tried to get it out. Oxley gives it to Van Berlo. He's jumped on. Dangerfield, Douglas. Players everywhere. Laird. And that's a little astray.
Let's have a look at this press now. The Crows apply. Cloak and White at the top of your screen are going to try and drag back to force their opponents to come with them.
Smith again here. And another cracking kick to the hot spot. Dangerfield down there. Tuvey's fist wins.
They need to go back to the future, these guys. They need to go for a big barrel down the middle. Get out of that back 50. Fight the fight 70 from goal.
Score review. Yeah, we believe the ball hit the outside of the goalpost. We want to confirm. Score review. Umpire's call as it hits the post. Please confirm it.
Review underway.
I think they might have. It's a funny camera angle, that,
I'm trying to work out what we do now if it didn't, because it can't just be play on. If it didn't hit the post and it hasn't crossed the entirety of the line, it's play on.
Correct. It didn't go completely to the outside. I reckon it's hit the post, but not making the call.
So what do we do if it's not?
Confirm behind.
call play on. That'll be funny. Let's put the pressure on the Collingwood bloke.
Okay.
You find a ball up for it somewhere.
Actually, a ball up might actually have occurred there. All right, there's the thickness.
Look at the squeeze down on them.
Oxley tries a thump, but out of play might be a win here for Collingwood. Pendlebury.
You saw Cloak in shot.
White. All right, they're out.
One-on-one's out of the footy here.
Elliott's under it. Yench with him. Little piece of arm. Goldsack. Splendid tackle, Cheney.
Gee, that was a good spoil by Yench.
Yeah.
If that ball's coming in a one-on-one and Elliott gets a run-up and a jump, you're probably going to back Elliott in 7 times out of 10.
Tough matchup, isn't he, Elliott, for most sides?
Yep. You have to go small because of his agility, but if he goes small, he's going to mark the ball higher off the ground than his small opponent.
They're going to need him today because Travis Cloke and Jesse White are going to have to get up the field, give the Collingwood defenders something to kick to, maybe use Elliott as a deeper forward.
Smith run out for Solo. He's dropped it into attack with Ellis Yeoman. Little toe poke, Marley Williams. Half held, flick out. Laird rolls it. Here's the scramble, Varco. Well, here's the sub. Seedsman bends it around. Goal line, no free. And not content to take it through Hartigan. He could have taken that through. Maybe to his detriment. Goldsack, wrapped up, taken out.
Disappointing there. The Collingwood Crummers, although Cloke done a really good job, he was in a 2v1 in the goal square. Cloke was able to bring the ball to the front, but the Collingwood Crummers ran to the back of the contest. Can't ask much more from your key forward there.
Jacobs and Grundy. Grundy again. Jacobs again. Just a handball. Henderson. Collingwood have numbers behind the ball. So Frost almost caught. Just got it away. Oxley.
Hasn't kicked it well. He's had a bit of the ball so far, Oxley. This is possession 13. Needs to hit the target.
To Pendlebury, and he does well. It's just his 4th game for Oxley, so a big moment for him.
He might have got a cork buttock out of that.
Gee. Collingwood have already used their sub. If you've just joined us, Jesse White comes hard. Jacobs stands in the hole, took the punishment, got a possession for his trouble. Ellis Yeoman, little fumble, then he's dropped, holding the man.
This is the phase of the game where I think you've got to watch Adelaide Crows. How quick they flick the switch to now being an offensive runner, an offensive player. Their forward line almost falls back into a reset mode, and they provide options on the way, and they missed that target there. But their ability, Dermot Brownie, to flick the switch from offence to defence and vice versa is simply amazing.
Just got a little bit more dare at the moment to play on.
They do.
The Crows.
They do. And they'll try and move it pretty quickly. Got some explosive midfielders.
Contest there between two big ruckmen.
Ellis Yeoman wrapped up. Kingy. Philip Walsh obviously helped Port Adelaide develop their game plan last year. How much of Port Adelaide's plan do you see in this?
High speed, that's the #1 thing that jumps out. The plan's a little bit different. He probably presses a bit higher.
Inside 50, Laird under it.
And they'll definitely try and shift the ball now, Kingy out of their back half, Adelaide.
He's the extra. Sitting back there in front of Cloke was Rory Laird.
You can just see from that vision there how they try and make the ground bigger. They all spread to the extremities, pull the Collingwood defenders out, and as soon as you get a lazy one, you find yourself on counter punch pretty quick.
Well, they've got players on here to the open side. He hasn't seen them just yet.
Well done by Collingwood.
Yeah.
To slow the play down.
Really well done.
Grundy.
Oh, yeah, he grabbed a handful at jump up. He was in front, but he did reach back and grab a handful of jump up.
Crow getting a little grumpy here.
Oh, hang on.
Jacobs about to be caught. Turnover. Adams, did he get handled? He's lucky. So right now, Collingwood have played 36 minutes without a goal.
They're just since in the last 90 seconds, Collingwood have come out with a real intention right now to actually hurt the Adelaide body. They're really having a dig here. I know they're not on the board, but this is good.
Can they translate that into their first goal of the afternoon?
Look, Hokie pretended to punch the ball and put a couple into the ribs. Throw it up, Ray. Get them moving. Well done, Razor.
In the congestion. Scramble kick.
I reckon you would have done that, Brownie. pretend to punch the ball, but really, you're just getting your opponent in the guts.
A couple of kidney punches there. Just soften him up a little bit.
And he didn't like it either. Not that you would.
No, not many players in the history of the game have liked it. Grundy.
Oh, new dipper.
Bouncing ball. Laird shovels it out. Yench, good tackle. Wrapped up.
This is good heat by the Magpies. This is real good heat. you want to get on the board, and they need to while they're putting this type of pressure on.
They need to keep the ball in their forward half. They've really struggled bringing it out of their defence, so keep it down this end, more of a chance to score.
So they've matched Adelaide's heat in this term. Blair caught high.
Now they're a shot. The little man, the wee man. They need a return.
Big kick, this one.
2 goals, 21 possessions last week. Jarrah Blair against the Brisbane Lions.
Now, a goal or not, the next 90 seconds after this is dangerous, because you've got Tyson Goldsack has come to the bench now. He is the heart and soul of that fire and that fierceness in the forward line.
To break the drought. Crowd wants something to roar for, and they get it.
Just through physical desire, Brownie, they have made the ball live in their own forward line for the last 2-3 minutes.
They have. They've got numbers around the contest. Put a lot more pressure on there. You can see Dane Swan applying some tackling pressure. He hasn't had a lot of the footy, but he's bringing that physicality to the contest. Good last patch for 3 or 4 minutes here for the Pies. Nathan Buckley will be happy with that. Just when it looked like the game was going to slip out of their hands.
He was critical last week, 7 possession last quarter when the Brisbane Lions came at them as well. That was critical.
Jesse White in the ruck.
Good attack. Oh, Seedsman and Dangerfield clashed heads.
Oh, another little shovel throw handball.
Swan with the 1-2 wide. Broomhead. Oxley. Crowd have pumped up the volume here.
Got to hit that target. That's Oxley again. The kid's done really well. Got to hit that target.
Dangerfield, a bit of a head clash with that. Ooh, both players. Danger probably come up a little bit early on that one. Bang. Definitely a bit of blood out of that one, I would have thought.
Just above the ear.
Yeah. Contest by the 2.
Henderson, smothered. Swan having an impact now.
See, that kick by Oxley, he dabs that kick over the top. He hits the target. Collingwood are at the top of the goal square now. You just have to hit the target with that type of kick at this level.
They're back in the contest.
Good tap.
Sloan. Dangerfield with some space. Can't hit his target. Cameron, good slick pick on the run. Open space ahead.
Oh,
Ali's turned him inside out. Lynch turns Brown inside out and should go all the way home for the instant reply.
Well, certainly as a defender there, Nathan Brown made the run, tried to take the front spot, but he allowed the ball over the back, and that is a cardinal sin.
People ask, they say, why do some fullbacks just trail out and take rear position and guard the mark? Because sometimes when you go at it like that,
that's right,
this is what happens.
You have to really kill that footy and smash it back 20, 30 metres. Disappointed with that, Collingwood. Quick reply by Adelaide. Good thing is, though, they've started to balance up in the midfield, the Pies. Get a little bit more pressure. Dane Swan starting to find the footy.
Grundy against Jenkins. Eddie Betts. Sloan.
It's a bit of a problem. Sloan coming in off the back of the square is that extra number. They'll have to be careful of that, Collingwood.
Did that last week.
Oxley. Broomhead.
That's what Phil Walsh will use players like Rory Sloan. They know most often they'll get tagged, so they can manipulate the opposition defence. They know probably going to have to match him up, so they can play a 7-man backline sometimes to help their attack.
Good punch, Talia. Collingwood's ball, though, and the run comes. Penalty to set it up. One hand. Oh, sidestep around Dangerfield. Delightful. Kick not so. Van Berlo. Talia. Sloan with Swan right with him. And the overlap. Smith. He's wreaking havoc. Keeps it low. Drives it long and Justin.
He is wreaking havoc.
Jeez, he kicks darts, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Smith. Cool.
Because Nathan Buckley at the moment, his problem is in the back pocket.
Oh.
shots at the goal square at the moment.
Marley Williams scrambles that. Broomhead, Oxley. Ellis Yeoman. Talia. Sloan. Douglas, did he hold it? He did.
Reload, Kingy.
It's exactly what I was going to say. The problem right now for Collingwood is on the way out of their defensive 50. I think it'd be best served to put one of the gun midfielders, just a half-back for 5 or so minutes, just to settle the troops. They're rattled down there. They're turning the ball over at will and just allowing Adelaide to counter-punch with repeat inside 50s.
I'm right for the kid Oxley who's getting the ball. But at the moment, he's giving the Crows a real shot at his possessions.
Problem is, I'm not sure who you'd put back there, King. You know, maybe for Solo, go back as a smart user.
Struck it pretty well. And he sneaks it in. Biggest lead of the game.
Well, they did it pretty well there, Adelaide, I thought. They've set up, they knew they're under a little bit of pressure.
See, that's the Oxley kick.
Yes, at least Cloak's coming up to meet the footy. They just can't hit that get out where they can reset.
As I say, it's a real hard call on the kid on that occasion.
It is.
But if he kicks that well, Cloak marks it.
A lot of the mids starting to find the footy. Smith up to 15, of course, half-back. Alice Yeoman's had 13. Danger's up to 11. Sloan's up to 10. He's had a big quarter.
15 scoring shots to 3. Eddie Betts having a run in the middle and enjoying it. Smith, he's been enjoying it. Possession number 16 coming up for him. Yench.
Phil Walsh definitely looks willing to give guys like Eddie Betts a run in the midfield and send a bounce from time to time. Throw some speed in there. It's tough for that opposition to match up on.
Van Berlo's looked good after missing the entirety of 2014. Slips the pass. Walker. Second grab.
Just on that one.
Oh, he plays on. Waste no time. Delightful. All class.
They've put the foot down here. They've got a couple of openings. They've put the foot down. And their skill in the forward half is actually separating these two teams. Now, let's have a look at Big Tex here. The opponent on that occasion has to go forward of him because of the size disparity, and he runs underneath the footy. Tex gets the second grab on it.
It was a tough matchup, and Tuvey tried to spoil him there, but he's just nowhere near big enough.
Tex keeps wanting to, after an Adelaide goal, wanting to run up to the nearest Collingwood player and bump them. Someday you're going to come up against someone who's just going to hang a right angle elbow out at head height, and he's going to run into it.
It's getting a little dangerous now for Collingwood. Swan. Pendlebury. He was dumped after he dropped it. Sloan.
Jesus, he's had a big quarter, Sloan.
Langdon. Good half volley on the run. Sits it on for Solo's head, and Sloan knocks it out.
There he is there, the man in question. He's been playing as an extra man behind the footy, and Collingwood have had to match him up because he's getting too much of the ball now.
26 possessions, 2 goals last week, so he started 2015 in hot form. Henderson. Eddie. Douglas. She's going to Jacobs for the short pass. Smith, Sloan.
He's got his own footy at the moment, Dwayne.
It's like there's 22 out there. Dangerfield. Spearmen everywhere. Walker led short. He put it to Van Berlo in the middle of 2.
Just
It's not a fair game, this bloke too, as well. Former captain.
Kingy, while we got you down there, we've got Brown, we've got Tuvey, we've got the kid Oxley, and we've got Frost. They're the last 4 defenders. They're the deepest defenders. So when they get the ball there, there's not a good kicker amongst them.
15 gone, mate.
We can't get Collingwood to kick the ball well out of their, well, literally out of their defensive 50.
For a 44-point margin. And there's a few here getting a little restless.
Well, Dermot, that's the problem at the moment, isn't it? They're just down a quality running halfback. And look, you may say we need to keep Pendlebury in the middle, we need to keep Swan in the middle of the ground, we need our class in the forward half, but right now the game's been lost at half-back. I think you've got to throw an Elliott down there, even try the captain there just for 5 minutes, because they're just gifting inside 50 opportunities to the Crows. They've had 28, most of them repeats.
It's Nathan Buckley's 4th year this year. They've gone 4th, 8th, 11th the last 3 years. Neil Balmer's behind him.
I like the look of Balmer there. He leant back in the chair as if to say, oh, you take this one, Bucks. This is looking pretty difficult.
He looked as if to say, I've got nothing for you, Bucks, right now. I'd like to, but there's nothing there. Seedsman wide.
They're good. Hang on to it. Now, let's watch the Adelaide Crows players rush back to get coverage in here.
Talia front spot. He took on Cloak and beat him easily. Ramsey. Seedsman.
It's better build-up, though.
Elliott. Jesse White. There's the pluck. Did he hold it long enough?
Yeah,
You bet he did.
I think he did. That's when you want Jesse White, when he's at his best, running and jumping at the ball. He's probably 6'5", 6'6", 105 kilos. He's got a very good spring for a big man. Put it up in his area. I thought it was a good build-up by Collingwood. They didn't rush, took their time. They were able to find Elliott, who had time and space, and was able to then drive it to the top of the goal square, which is a good spot to put it.
They've got 7 minutes left to get some life back before half-time.
The thing I like about that goal, Brownie, is you'll take every goal you can get, but that goal is a structural goal.
Yeah.
It's a kick. He rolls in here.
That's
it's
right.
a kick to a position where you want a key forward to take the mark. Hartigan gets caught for a second, looking at his opponent, taking his eyes off the incoming ball, and loses the flight and the drop of the ball.
And even if he drops the mark, he's probably going to bring it to the front there where all your crummers are, maybe kick a snap goal. Confidence builder for him there.
Luke Ball.
Certainly an area where they need some more from the big forwards. Take a couple of grabs.
Bamberlo started that bounce outside the centre square in the back line.
Dangerfield freakish again there. All scrambled out, Sloan. Good collect on the run. They got a handball before they could get him. Cheney got it from Henderson. Nice blind turn. Back to Sloan. Right. Jenkins. Crisp.
Good support run there.
Oxley.
No get-out options here, Collingwood. That's where Cloak's got to get up the field.
Crisp. 6 minutes to half-time.
Cloak comes up. He's kicked it over his head. No, all right, he's gone for Grundy.
Got a hand on it. Dangerfield was right on the spot. Oh, bang. Barco took McKay down.
But even that one, Dwayne, when he selected Grundy as the target player, there were 2 crumbing players of Adelaide at his feet, none from Collingwood. He probably had to use that ball shorter and honour the lead by Cloak to make 100% surety of retaining the footy.
Crisp a wobbler, and it doesn't stay in.
Adelaide are very disciplined and manning up straight away. So Collingwood turns the ball over. The Adelaide players will man up. They'll take out those dangerous longer options. Very disciplined at the moment in the first 2 weeks of the new coach's regime under Philip Walsh at Adelaide.
Talia. Ellis Yeoman felt for contact. Varco outmarks him. Blair.
Got a handball at
Jesse turn around. He's running away from them.
Langdon looks up. He's got White. White's in position 1A. Not quite. Needs to spin and kick. He had a handball option. Set it on for Solo's head for way too long.
Just a little.
Geez, I tell you what, I like the look of this young Alice Yeoman. He's a big midfielder, isn't he?
He's got good stretch too. Not only is he big, he actually can mark the ball high off the ground when it gets up there in
Strong
the
tackle
midfield.
there.
Yeah.
3rd game for Ellis Yeoman. 4th year on the list. Dangerfield. What was it wide? So he's got some experience in terms of years, if not in terms of games. Ellis Yeoman. Crisp sits it up. Goldsack played for the free. Cheney played for the ball.
See, Jesse White, when he ran back to the goal square, that last incoming ball, he was too slow to look around. That's football awareness. He should have kicked a goal that time.
And Burlow up. Langdon did well. Crisp. Cloak caught behind again.
Well done by Talia, just to keep Cloak out of the contest there.
Danger. Here's Collingwood's chance. Cloak. He just missed Jesse White with a handball and he overruns it. Back in. Throws it out. Still alive. Sidestep was a little wobbler. Seidman free kick.
Twice there, the big forwards for Collingwood have just been sloppy with their hands.
And 50.
First White, then Cloak missed the handball. Certain at least shots on goal missed there.
Nathan Buckley right now thinking about what he's going to say at half-time.
It's never been good below his knees though, Jesse. It needs it to pop up.
Great pass. Talia on the run. Over the back. Rory Sloane knocks it on. Oxley. Danger. Eddie Betts. Goal line.
Well, he still saw Rory Sloane. Marley Williams recognised he was going to be a half-second late, so we levelled the shoulder into the ribcage of Rory Sloane.
Crisp did well. A few rumours floating around Rory Sloane wouldn't play today, but he has obviously taken his place in the 18. Brown half-held. Crisp to Swan. He ignored Jesse White. He goes in for solo. Oh, he was bumped. Umpire let it roll. Jacobs. Hardigan.
So I'm with you on that one, Dwayne. I reckon he had to honour the Jesse White lead. It's the simple kick, and it's the one he would have had a shot from 45-degree angle, but he'd be having a shot. He opted to slant inboard and go for a very difficult spot up to Fasolo, and he had to hit it perfect.
They're out in their feet here, the Pies.
Aren't they? Aren't they? This is what worried me coming in. The humidity last week that Collingwood played in, and they almost got run down. They're having a dig. Let's have a look at this Rory Sloane bump from Marley Williams. He gets there a half-second later and goes underneath the arm, and that's going to hurt. Oh, yeah.
No, there's nothing in that one. Nothing in that one. He tried to pull out of that contest.
He actually looked after him.
He did.
Brown.
Been different back in your day, Dan. They'll be wiping the bugs. Body
Douglas. Oh, look out. It's on the race. Cameron left it behind. He had 4 players running with him, and he knows he messed up.
This will tell us whether they're completely out on their feet. They need to run and spread now. They get one wide. They have to work hard to the outside, Collingwood.
Elliott.
Timmy Broomhead's got a shot at it.
Broomhead and Laird. Broomhead lets it slip. Talia. Yench. Smother from Broomhead. Talia still got it from Yench.
So, Kingy, if I'm a Collingwood supporter and I'm reading this game, I'm actually happy with their endeavour. They're not putting it on the board, but they are having a dig. They're really battling to cover the ground with this team. They're good, Adelaide.
Oh, in the contest, they've been brilliant. They actually lead the contested possessions at this stage of the game, but they're getting outworked. I can't believe the change. The first time I've seen the Crows live this year, their change in running patterns and their fitness levels is huge from 2014.
There's been a few teams shocking the competition early this year, but the Adelaide Crows, they look scary on occasions. This week and last week.
Once again, Laird drops off from this contest to stand in front of Cloak.
Smith rolls it off the deck. Pendlebury. Barco.
Good spot.
Crisp.
So that's Varco worked pretty hard to make sure that he got that one out with some sort of direction, Brownie, so that they could come back over his head.
It's one of the few times they've showed a bit of composure playing with the ball in hands.
Can this boy show some composure on the set shot now?
I'm not sure. He's finding a bit of the footy, but this is one area of Jack's game that has let him down. He's worked hard on it the last 18 months.
Second game as a Magpie, and he sprays it.
This is relentless. The running capabilities and the pressure that Adelaide are putting on Collingwood just by making the ball travel fast.
And their organisation as well, the way they defend. They all seem to be able to take up a spot, take up a Collingwood opponent.
It's only early, but this is the team that finished 10th last year, the Adelaide Crows. This is 10th and 11th from last year. Collingwood finishing 11th. Lynch got it out.
That's that lead up from Lynch.
Still a chance here for the Magpies late. 1 minute left. Swan for Solo. Crisp, who owes them one. Adams. Oh, splendid tackle. Play on, he stripped him completely.
He's
and the footy gods are with Adelaide right now. Smith.
Umpire put his whistle to the mouth, Dwayne, and actually inhaled a breath and then went, no, I'll let it go. He actually put it right there.
Geez, their effort's been good, Collingwood, but God, the kicking's been terrible.
Both teams are giving great effort.
Lynch. Williams. Play on advantage for Solo. Pendlebury, the captain, and it doesn't bend. Everybody letting them down right now. Pendlebury's had 21 possessions for the half, it must be said, but that could have been pivotal. A goal on the siren.
Inside 50s, 22 to 30. 18 scoring shots to 6, so they're actually doing their best to hold them up.
Okay. Dangerfield. They are smoking hot, the Adelaide Crows, coming off a big 10-goal victory in round 1 against North Melbourne. And right now, half-time, away from home, big Collingwood crowd in. The Adelaide Crows making a statement. Still a half of footy left. Well, they lead by 37 points. Back to you, Sandy.
Good on you, Dwayne. Yes, a couple of clubs making statements early on in the season. Hawthorn for one and the Adelaide Crows for another. They lead by 37 points at half-time. When we come back, we're going to check on the other big games being played today. The Giants are celebrating, so too are the Dogs. We'll show and tell you why right after this break.
It's half-time at a packed Etihad Stadium on Jeep Saturday Live on Fox.